Hi everyone, it's Sorkin. Today we have a problem when we are given a string and we need to transform every letter individually to the either lowercase and or uppercase, and we need to return a list of all possible strings that we could create. For example, in this case, let's take this example, right? We have A1, B1, right? So we need to return all possible strings that we can make, converting lowercase to uppercase and vice versa. So for example, in this case, we can return A1, B1, which is our input, A1, B uppercase 2, and A uppercase 1, and the B2, and so on. So how we're going to solve this problem? The way we are going to solve it, we are going to use a backtracking, right? And we are going to use a backtracking. For example, in this case, let's generate a tree. So whenever we use a backtracking, the most important thing is to exactly visualize how we are generating a tree, right? So for example, in this case, we are first starting from the 0 index. First, we are going to create a list where we are going to add all the results that we are getting along the way. So for example, for this case, we are adding, first one, we are adding this one to our list. And then we are going and recursively generating all other possible solutions. So we're taking the first element, 0 index, and for a 0, since it's lowercase, we are converting that to uppercase. So uppercase 1, B, 1, right? So now we are going to the next one. Since the next one is 1, so since the next one is not letter, we are skipping that. Then we are going to the next one, which is B. So we are taking A1, B1, and the next one again is not, it's not letter, it's a number. So we are backtracking from this solution, and we are backtracking from this solution, and we are backtracking, and now we are taking the next one, which is A1, and so we are skipping the second one, which because it's a number. So now we are going to B1, right? So we are going to the B1. So, and now we are generating all possible scenarios for this one. So if we have A1 and the B1, and then now we are going to the next one. Next one is the letter, and next one is the number. So we are backtracking from this solution. So now we have all 4 possible that we need, right? A1, B1, A1, B1 uppercase, and the A1 lowercase, and the B1, and our initial, which is A1 and the B1. Okay, first thing that we are gonna do, let's create our list of strings that we are going to return. Let's call it a result. It's gonna be a new array list, right? And we are gonna return that. So let's return it right away. Let's return it right away here. And before going and generating our tree of possible solutions, let's first check that the corner cases, if our s is equals to null or, right? If our s is empty, then in that case, what we are gonna do, we are going to just return our result right away, our empty result right away. So if it's not, then we can go and generate our backtracking. Go and iteratively call our method and generate the tree of possible solutions. So for that, let's do what? Let's convert our s to string of array to character. So to array of characters, to character array. And what else we are going to pass? We are going to pass index, and we are going to start from the 0, and we are going to pass our result, to which we are going to add our results. Let's now create our backtracking method. It's going to be void and the backtracking. So what we are passing here, we are passing array of characters. So array of characters, let's just call them characters, and What else we are passing? We are passing our result, which is the list. We are passing our index. Let's just call it index. And we are passing our list of strings, which is our result. So let's call it a result. Okay. All right. Now we can go and iteratively call our method. So what we're going to do first, let's add to our result whatever we have at the moment, right? We are adding a new string, right? We are taking our characters. Why we are taking new string? Because otherwise they all will point to the same array of characters in the memory. So we need to take the snapshot at the moment. So that's why we are creating a new. Now go and iterate over it. So for int, our I is going to start from our index, right? And our I is less than our character's length and I plus plus. So now what we are going to do, let's take our character at the moment. So let's take our character and let's take our characters. Let's take I. I'm going to explain in a moment why we are doing that. And let's create one more. And let's just call it a temp character. And we are going to set our character to our temp character. Okay, so we are going to check that if our character is lowercase. So how we are going to check that? If it is more than or equal, if it's more than or equal to a, right? And if it's more than our character is less than or equal to z, so lowercase, right? So in that case, what we're going to do, we are going to make it a uppercase, right? So for that, we can call a function. So we are going to set to in our characters I, we are going to set that to uppercase. So we can actually call that, we can do that otherwise, but in this case, for the sake of simplicity, we are just going to call the to uppercase method. So to uppercase and to uppercase, and we are passing our character, right? And after that, we are going to iteratively call our method. So we are passing our characters. We are passing index. So we are going to the next element. That's why +1, and we are passing our result. Okay. So exactly the same we are doing. So for the case if it's a lowercase, right? So if it's an uppercase, then we are converting that to the lowercase. We can actually copy paste that here and put that here. And instead of calling the uppercase, in this case, we are going to call to lowercase, right? And after that, after doing that, we are going to set because we set our temp characters, we stored our character in the temp character, right? And after iterating that, after backtracking, we need to set our value. We need to set our value to initial value. So we need to set our value to initial value. So that's why we are in our characters I, right? We are setting that to our initial value, which is a temp character. Okay, let's run it. Okay, we need to add the semicolon here. Also, let's correct that here. And also we forgot to add for the else if condition. So here it's going to be capital A and the capital Z, right? Capital Z. So also character, let's copy paste here, and we instead of index, it should be I here. Let's run it one more time. Okay, great. It works as expected. So let's calculate the time and space complexity. What's the time and space complexity of this solution? Since we are generating all possible cases, so for that, our time complexity is gonna be 2 of power of n, so it's exponential. And how about our space complexity? Our space complexity is determined by the size of our result. Size of our result, in the worst case, we are going to generate also to the power of n number of strings. So it's also going to be to the power of n, in the worst case, our space complexity. Okay, hope you like it. If you like my content, please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. See you next time. Bye.